Hi, folks. It's Black Dog, and we're speaking with another player, trying to focus on the player as much as we focus on the game. And today we have a gentleman from London. His name is Elinus. El, how are you today?
I'm very well, sir. Good evening.
Good, good evening.
How are you
Tell
doing?
me, I'm excellent. Tell me, when did you start No Man's Sky?
Um, I'm not a day oneer, I have to admit. I started just before next, so I think that was June 2018, something like that.
Right, right. All right. So I believe recently you said your current save, you're at 3,000 hours, give or take.
Just clocked, yeah, just clocked 3,000 on the main save.
Nice. And you lost a save a while back, didn't you?
Yeah, a corrupted file, just short of 2,000 hours.
Just short of 2,000. So roughly you're a little over 5,000.
Yeah,
Um,
including everything else, it's about 5,500 all told.
And I know, like most of us, you're not a one trick pony. You have other games that you've spent a considerable amount of time in.
Yeah.
What drives you to do so much gaming?
Um,
What
Recently, maybe not as much gaming because the time constraints a lot of us have. But the time that I've devoted to certain games is funny. I would often miss all the hype and buy a game often 2, even 3 years after its release, and then I delve into it a little, sort of like, I don't know, like it's the only game that exists, basically, and then play it until I know every nook and cranny, and it becomes second nature. And that was what Skyrim was, the first game I really put big hours into. I mean, I played plenty other games for many hours, but Skyrim was the one that got the devotion, and also Fallout 3, and funnily
all
enough, Gran Turismo as well. But
Gran Turismo, and they're all good franchises. And of course, No Man's Sky, which we all love and play, and where we met. Um,
my life game, baby.
right? And you've said that quite often. Um, and yet you had a corrupted save and you stopped playing for a while. And
Yeah.
while you were gone, Sony gutted a big part of its PS4 attractions. They took communities away.
Yeah.
And I was just starting No Man's Sky, but I've been gaming for quite some time, and I was fairly active in quite a few of these communities, and it was a real blow to community-oriented players. Um, and you were fairly active into the community
Oh yeah.
prior to your save corruption. Um, How was it? What was it like when you come back to return to your life game and suddenly communities are gone?
Well, firstly, before I'd even get there, when I got the corrupted file, and you get to that moment of realization that you will not be able to retrieve this data, no matter what, it that's when you realize, oh no. So it was a proper kick in the teeth, and it's not through foul of anyone other than it was just one of them things. It did happen to a few players over a period of time. It's just one of them things. Um, so then I kind of gave up because it, like I said, it was a kick in the teeth, and it was one after nearly 2,000 hours of building and exploring, and the amount of stuff I'd done. to have lost it all and have to start from scratch, which is, by the way, one of the things I don't like about No Man's Sky. I'm far more about establishing yourself and being comfortable. I'm not one of these survivalists, and starting from scratch is not like my thing. So I left, started playing other games, 2 or 3 other games, but not with the fever that I had for No Man's Sky, not on a daily basis. But I was playing them, and then it was calling me to come back, and I'm pretty sure there was an update around that time, or I'd missed a couple, and returned, and expecting to go back on the community to find out, what the hype was, and to see that there was no community, and I'd established some communities, but because I'd sort of not bothered with how can I say, the social side of it sort of just crept up on me. And I had one community myself that was just dedicated to Paradise Planets. A lot of people say Paradise Planets. There's a lot of confusion over this term and the name itself. I'm referring specifically to planets with water that are storm-free and look Earth-like. Doesn't have to be necessarily blue sky, green grass, and blue water, but Earth-like. And the rarities like you have here at this beauty that we're in now, white grass and blue skies. It's gorgeous.
Thank you. Um, so now I'm going to kind of give an anecdote. Around that same time, as
Hmm.
we were struggling to pretty much just maintain contact after Sony removed communities,
It
in the
decimated community.
it
The actual
did.
term community was decimated because we had no outlet.
I do want to point out to those that didn't use communities, or who have come in after communities were long gone.
Mm.
Many games had tens of thousands of people in a community.
Yeah, we had
Uh,
50,000. Do you remember?
right,
50,000 somewhere around then.
50,000, somewhere around there, and I believe the actual number was 42
Hmm.
something
Okay.
when I went in. But regardless, I mean, over 40,000 players.
Hmm.
Either way, that's a large chunk of players who were available and on 24 hours a day, 7 days a
Worldwide.
week,
Yeah, there was always
worldwide.
someone. Hmm.
And that was another point I wanted to bring up, that communities in gaming, it literally is a worldwide thing. Not only,
Hmm.
do I know fine Londoners like yourself, I know people from Australia, Germany, Norway. It's awesome. It's great.
Hmm.
Um,
And the mad thing is, we all play the game differently in our own. Once you've got beyond the actual story of No Man's Sky and the whole narrative, and you start doing your own personal sandbox thing, that's when it becomes yours.
yeah, and the game really does become your own.
But
Um,
you're saying the community side of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've only managed to maintain contact among close friends and allies.
Hmm.
And as we were reforming these quote chat threads to replace communities, every
Yeah,
day
they're
I
like
would
little
log on,
rafts. Mm.
and there's this question, and where is Elenis? Where is Elenis? Has anyone seen Elenis? Has anyone heard
Mm.
from Ellen? And I'm like, who is this Elenis person? And why are they so important to well, regardless, they're important.
Wasn't important.
So,
I just chat a lot.
well, but that's one of the things that make you, as well as the rest of us, is this
Spamming.
spamming, asking goofy questions, um setting up sentinel hunts
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
ship
Loaded
meets.
questions. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, loaded questions to the
You got me.
community. The
Yeah.
R2 mod. the dark matter synthesis.
Oh, the dark matter is the latest one. Yeah, I'm gonna get
Oh,
a few
that,
more people with that.
yeah, the dark matter synthesis has been great. Um, so, but we got you back in communities. You and
Mm.
I have gotten to be good friends.
Yep.
What, also, I do want to bring up you, are a great, music mixer, sir.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a bit of a former DJ.
I still love what work you have on YouTube under
Mm-hmm.
AWO,
A war.
A8,
Mm-hmm.
WOAH, I believe.
It's a hard word to pronounce, and it has a particular way of being said. A war.
AWOA. All
You
right.
got it, baby.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you,
And
man.
see, when you said "all right," that's the exact point where you would use the term "a war."
Gotcha. Well, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to tell you, man, that's some of the most chill reggae shit you can put on. Roll yourself a spliff, turn this on, folks. You'll love it.
Mm.
All right. So, what's going to keep you going? What's going to keep driving you after, like, you finish the main game, regardless of whether it's No Man's Sky, Skyrim,
Mm.
what have you? What's going to keep you going in a game? What makes you want to
Well, in
keep?
Skyrim, I wasn't one of those. Um, a lot of gamers use the internet basically, or use whatever means. It was a bit short-sighted to be honest, but I never bothered with YouTubing, the ways how to beat a game or the, clues and locations for this and items. I just like to find them myself, and happened upon something that was quite a rare occurrence in Skyrim, in that I not only became a vampire, but I was a werewolf at the same time, and I couldn't revert it back because one locked the other one in or something or other with the coding. I haven't turned it on for a good 2, 3 years, and I will turn it on and pick up from where I left off. But it basically made me invulnerable, but also obviously having to deal with all the issues with being a vampire and a werewolf. But um, the game was awesome, and I will return to it. And as far as why I return, I can't put a finger on it. Certain games, I mean, No Man's Sky, for example, they could turn off the servers and whatever, and I would still assume you could still traverse the universe and go hunting for whatever. Um, Obviously, you wouldn't be able to upload to a server or things like that, but I would still be searching for what I mean. I always look for, like you've got here, white grass planets, but I'm looking for the fabled blue sky, blue water, white grass paradise, storm-free planet, and I have yet to have found it. And I'm pretty sure, having there's a few notorious bods in our little community that go on the internet and have searched, that if there was one out there, no one's come with one. There's a lot of close, but and there you go. I've just gone on a ramble about something that's a quite niche thing in No Man's Sky, whereas new players might be thinking, "What is his problem?" But yeah, that's that's me. I hunt down paradise planets and share them. And the mad thing is, over the years, I've come to realise that people like to find their own paradise planet. So it doesn't matter how beautiful it is, they'll go and visit, but unless it's theirs, they're not really likely to set up home, if you know what I mean.
Correct. I do know what you mean. I
Mm.
know for myself with Skyrim, I had reached this point, where personally, you said that your hunt for paradise planets is a niche thing. Um,
Mm.
we all, in pretty much any game where there's that sort of mechanic, we do set up a niche specialty where this is what we focus on. So in Skyrim, I was a basically a dungeon raider,
Hmm.
and I had boosted my conjuration, and I had it where I could conjure two Daedric princes,
Nice.
and I exploited where I had a normal follower plus Serena following me.
Hmm.
So that was my little niche specialty. I'd walk into the dungeon, send in my follower, Serena, and two Daedric princes to clean house, and I get to go in and pick dead bodies all day.
Mm. I was more
So,
of a dragon rider. I liked once I got to the point where I could, at my call, I went a bit. I think I went a bit mad actually. I just went around just burning things. So, yeah,
we
but
all go
yeah,
with a bit mad with power at some point
yeah.
in a game.
And there's no one way to play. I think
No.
Prof mentioned. I mean, Taurus
Yes.
mentioned it a while back, and we've all come to realize we've been through certain journeys as we've played the game for this long. A lot of us. I mean, I'm at 5 something hours, 5,000 something hours, but there's guys out there who've got 10,000 hours in this game plus, and they're the true stalwarts of this game because they've seen it all. You know.
Right, exactly. All right, so just one more thing. How long are you gonna be again, not just No Man's Sky, but
Mm.
gaming as a thing? How long is Elle gonna be a gamer?
Um, Probably until I can't hold a controller any longer. Um,
Excellent.
yeah, until some sort of rheumatoid arthritis kicks in where I can't press the buttons and stuff. But yeah, I'll be gaming. It's come up at work recently because one of the guys made some, how can I say, a remark that was a little disparaging in considering I'm in my more senior years. So I'm knocking on to 60. And he said, how comes you're still gaming? Isn't that for kids? And I've heard that phrase over the years many, many times. But now because I'm nearing 60, I turned around and I said, well, funnily enough, that might be the case if I didn't know that, for example, one of the games I'm playing, there are a bunch of guys who are ragtag, admittedly, bunch of misfits, but we're all in our sort of 50s and 60s, and No Man's Sky seems to be the hub that we gravitate to. Um, Other games are there, but other games have a certain vibe about them. No Man's Sky has its own unique vibe. Like there's competition, but there's no toxicity, if you know what I mean. There's
Yes.
no ill feeling. Um, and that's one overriding issue. It kind of bled over from the communities because there was good and bad in the communities, as you know. So, there's people who make a career out of trolling communities. So sometimes it was quite humorous and sometimes it was quite nasty, but ultimately it would resolve itself as many things would. But in essence, in answer to your question, as long as I can continue playing any kind of game that allows me to explore, doesn't matter if it's in space or on a planet side, like the new game that got coming out. No doubt that's going to be the new flavour, and we'll lose a few more players from No Man's Sky into Light No Fire. So um, I don't know. It depends. Even if they left the game as it is now, as massive as it is, and the amount of things you can do in it, once you find your niche, you can continue doing that infinitely, can't you? Really? I would guess.
I would believe so. They
Yeah.
say mathematically you can.
Yeah.
Um,
So.
well, I really appreciate you talking to us, relating your experiences in No
Mm.
Man's Sky, the community, the gaming. I really appreciate you bringing Ellie out. She is beautiful nowadays, just gorgeous.
Yeah, I
And
haven't fed her, so she might be getting erratic now.
yeah, let's hopefully she won't eat any settlement members, but if she does, I have 90
No, she's feeding.
something. she can
It's
get a
only,
snack.
only if something attacks me is when she goes into these. It's right funny. You look up at her, and it looks like she's having a seizure. Her whole neck starts wobbling from left to right, and she starts doing these jiggity jiggity kind of thing. But there's no predators here, are there? So
No.
no, you got a lovely planet. Yeah.
All
So
right.
she's got
Well,
nothing to get. Oh,
thank you.
there.
Oh, she's
Okay.
awake.
Yeah, she's away. Yeah, that's it. She's gone.
All right, El. Well, like I said, I appreciate you coming by.
Oh, sorry. Did I just get up in the middle of a question? Or...
No, I was focused on Ellie. You're good. You got to
Okay.
walk around.
I'll get. I'll just wave you goodbye so you've got at least something, a nice picture to end on. Here we go. It'll take me 10 minutes to set it up, but here we go. No, not no.
No, no, not no.
Wave.
Yep. Wave. Everybody wave at the audience.
Right, and hold on. I'm going to eat one of my cakes, and this is how we leave with style. Kapow!
Oh, nice. Well done. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be seeing you again on a video for duping tech and an easy way to get nanites. Everyone have a great day.